lot of great things about the 2021 Rogue Invitational, but the Legends competition is certainly one of the most enjoyable facets of this competition. Thanks for being with us, everybody, here in Round Rock, Texas at the Dell Diamond Stadium. I'm Sean Woodland with Chase Ingram, and we get to now watch the athletes who help put the sport of fitness on the map. Some of the all-time greats get to experience the event that we just watched the individuals go through.
Sean, you said it was fun, but one of the unexpected things I saw yesterday from athletes you don't really see a lot of emotion from is it was an emotional day yesterday. Even though it was just one event, after the event, they just kind of all got together and they saw the magnitude of the community appreciating everything that they have done so far. And I think for some of them, it's the first time they've truly been able to come out and feel that enjoyment and camaraderie as a group, where they're always used to trying to tear each other's heads off. And we come into this one, I'm going to do a little applaud to Rich Froning and Chris Spieler, because when I saw what was programmed for the individuals in Event 3, I was like, ooh, you guys are not nice human beings. And then they turn around and basically douse themselves with gasoline at the same time. So a little round of applause for Chris and Rich actually making themselves do one of the nastier events in the programming for the individuals.
Josh Everett and Becca Voigt taking the floor. Here come Josh Bridges and Margaux Alvarez, Kristen Clever, and Jason Kalipa. Two champions from the Aromas days and the early days of the StubHub Center, and now formerly Home Depot Center in Carson, California. Now Rich Froning and Julie Foucher. And then Chris Spieler and Annie Sakamoto will be paired up.
It's one of those where, you know, there's that little cowboy hat with his hand out to the side, and you must be this tall to ride this ride. I feel like they barely make the cut for this event.
I asked Annie, I said, how did they put the two of you together? She says, I think we get to ride the bike at the same time. So
you get one pedal, I'll get the other.
Two of the smallest athletes in the field, and they put them together for an event that requires calories on a bike. So here are your lane assignments. And Annie Sakamoto and Chris Spieler that we just saw will be in lane 2. And then Tommy Hackenbrook will be paired with Miko Salo.
Oh,
that will be fun to watch.
Very interesting. He had some good battles back in the day on the individual side, especially in 2009, where it seemed to be going back between those two athletes going into that final event.
And both of them, you know, winding up on the podium that year. Miko Salo, the last European man to win the CrossFit Games.
Stand by. Josh Everett is a part of that as well.
Right, we are underway. So Julie Foucher and Tanya Wagner will both be starting for their respective pairs.
Now you can choose your order. Interesting fact about Jason Kalipa, as he's to the right of Chris Spieler, is he actually doesn't know the definition of the word pace. just can't read it. Doesn't know what that means.
There's no words there, Chase. I don't know what that means. Passe,
what is this passe word you were telling me about?
Josh Bridges is onto the bike. Here comes Jason Kalipa onto the bike. Dan Bailey at the bottom right of your screen. Tommy Hackenbrook. Lane 7, Tanya Wagner.
Oh, Kalipa, look at you. Look at you, sir, in lane 3.
Jason Kalipa is just mauling that bike.
I wasn't trying to be funny, Sean. Jason doesn't actually know the definition of the word pace.
If you think back to the CrossFit Invitational that was held in San Jose in 2014, Jason Kalipa got on a rower at one point in that event, and I think it was Julie Foucher had to put her foot on the back of the rower to keep it from moving. Well, he was pulling so hard.
Jason Kalipa was actually single-handedly responsible for making Rich Froning walk at the CrossFit Games. I remember that vividly from the triple threes back in, I believe it was 2014, is that Rich was actually watching Jason's screen on the row, and Jason is, I would say, hands down, probably the not technical, but best rower we've probably ever seen at the games. The things that guy could do on a rower were just, he was on an island by himself. And remember Rich getting caught up in that, and he paid for it dearly on the run.
Meanwhile, all the other athletes are just about through their thrusters. So Rich Froning's going to run the anchor leg for his team. Julie Foucher finishing up her calories.
Oh, and this is a follow the leader format, so this isn't exactly
a relay.
It's not a relay, so this is going to be very interesting because the first 20 thrusters for the pair going second, really you didn't have to go very hard. Now what's going to happen is the athletes are going to get off the bike and onto the thrusters. So what this is going to feel like is that if you go first, it's send the first 20 and send the bike, and whatever happens, happens at the end. On the flip side of that, you can chill on the first set of thrusters if you're going second, smash the bike, and then limp towards the finish on the last 20 thrusters. And honestly, I can't decide which one would be worse.
Dan Bailey, Tommy Hackenbrook, Tanya Wagner, Josh Everett, Josh Bridges, and Jason Khalipa all on the thrusters. And now Chris Spieler getting there, as is Julie Foucher.
Now, the tough part here is having to finish your 20 thrusters and then have enough energy to change the bar out for your partner who's on the bike.
Khalipa back to work.
It's starting to make a bit more sense of the pace at which Jason had chose on the bike, seeing as how he has enough time here on the thrusters where you can actually probably take a few breaks.
And he's doing that, and then they have to change the weight. So Josh Bridges is putting on the 75 pounds for his partner, Margaux Alvarez. Jason Khalipa setting up the barbell for Kristen Clever.
Foucher in lane 2. Bottom right corner of the screen. Her whole job is to just get out of the way for Rich, but Alvarez off the bike already.
She's under her final set of thrusters. She and Josh Bridges are going to take this heat.
Well, if this is an event that has thrusters in it, she got to look back over the years at Josh's ability to do well in thruster events. And when you pair an event with Josh Bridges over the years, he actually has the lowest place finishing average of any athlete in the sport.
Tanya Wagner is handing things off to Matt Chan in the green shorts. There's Miko Salo in lane number 8. Look at the pace from Miko.
Okay.
Final rep for Margaux Alvarez. And she and Josh Bridges will be first across the finish line.
I know we're not keeping score, but I'm pretty sure Josh knows that he has one, and now Rich has one.
I was going to say we might not be keeping score, but I'm sure some people down there are keeping score. Rich Froning's onto the thrusters.
It will be the rubber match to come tomorrow.
Rich Froning fresh off that Affiliate Cup championship at the CrossFit Games. Matt Chan is across. He and Tanya Wagner finishing second. Now Froning and Foucher are in. Like Salo and Hackenbrook also wrap things up. Here come Becca Voigt and Josh Everett. Josh Everett, one of the original OG fire breathers.
Also chiseled out of marble with a bit more chest hair on it, but Josh Everett just like ruining all my excuses about my current fitness level.
Here's Stacy Tovar, who is 20 weeks pregnant.
Stacy, I always say this, pioneered, as you can see, as she's wearing right now, is the white Reebok shorts. I remember when Reebok came out with that at the CrossFit Games, I say, what was it, 2012 or 2013? And none of the girls would wear them except Stacy Tovar. And now you look back on it and everybody's wearing those. I think Stacy pioneered wearing the white Reebok shorts that she has on.
And Annie Sakamoto and Chris Spieler are in. Kristen Clever looking to finish up her set. The 2010 CrossFit Games champion. The last American woman to win the CrossFit Games.
Still has the classic mohawk that we've seen so many years. People forget how good she was in her prime on the competition field. It was just, she was so hard to beat. And just very underrated. I mean, you look at her out on the floor, she's one of the smaller athletes, but she was just so tenacious out there in such a very like casual, chill kind of way.
Jason Khalipa and Josh Bridges having a laugh.
Oh my God, I freaking love that. I liked it. I liked it.
Julie Foucher. Take a look back at the finish here from Margaux Alvarez and Josh Bridges.
Josh opened the door. Margaux Alvarez walked through it. So good finish. And yeah, you got two strengths, Josh's thrusters and Margaux's bike. Margaux has a great engine when it comes to the machines.
And just a great pair because you're not going to find two mentally tougher athletes than those two.
And this is the event that goes right into that facet of fitness.
4:53.89 seconds for Alvarez and Bridges. Hackenbrook and Salo finished second at 5:09. And then it's Tanya Wagner and Matt Chan finishing ahead of Julie Foucher and Rich Froning.
Fun event. More strategy in this than, say, a traditional relay format. So I did like the twist that they added to it is who goes first and who should be going second. So that was a very fun change of pace for that event.
Send it down to the field where Kiki Dixon is with Josh Bridges and Margaux Alvarez.
Congratulations on your event win. Josh, you guys normally compete and train as individuals. What's this experience been like to, be partnered up with another legend?
Well, being partnered with Margaux has been awesome. Obviously, she's a phenomenal athlete. And so I was just excited. It's just exciting to be here with all these people, all these legends of the sport. So a cool thing that Bill and Katie put on, and I appreciate it so much, and I'm having a blast.
And Margaux, how is Josh? Was he an okay partner?
Mediocre at best. Just kidding. No, Josh and I have had a good amount of history with competing, but also spending time outside of the sport and competing. So to be able to come here as a culmination of fitness and festival and community, it's been incredible. And I mirror what he said with Bill and Katie putting this on, and just bringing it together has been phenomenal. And to see you and everyone else in the community, I'm just blown away.
Thank you.
Josh Bridges and Margaux Alvarez. Bridges is going to keep track of that one. That's a win. He's going to chalk that one up for sure. As Jason Khalipa and Rich Froning taking some time to take pictures with the fans. There's Annie Sakamoto jumping in there as well. And Margaux Alvarez. That's what you got to love about the Legends event, is that it is so much about the community and thanking the fans, and they do a fantastic job of doing that. All the athletes do.
And it's reciprocated because of those sticking around, the loud cheers that they get for something that we know really isn't on the line as far as a leaderboard contention thing, and just to have them there cheering them on is the community giving their thanks back with the cheers and support that you have across the whole stadium. It's been really cool to see.
We're going to step aside for a second, hand things over to the Rogue Iron Game desk, and when we come back, it's back to the strongmen. Event number 4, the yoke carry overhead log lift medley up next for them. So stick around, everybody. Action continues here at the 2021 Rogue Invitational.